Hey everybody, welcome to Sit Down with Ted at Schreiner University. However, we're on location today, about as far away from Kerrville as you can get, about 6,200 miles. We are off the coast of Greece. Opa! And we are on a trip that we're going to talk about in just a moment with Regina Gordon. And we are in the land of Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, today, Ted, and Regina Gordon.
Yes.
And my wife, Debbie, back there, and Michael Bennett, Director of Marketing at Schreiner University, behind the camera. We have had a great trip to Greece, and we're going to talk more about that in a moment, but Regina Gordon is Coordinator of Changing Global Society.
That's right.
At Schreiner, and I wanted to get your title right, because you're in charge of the whole globe, apparently.
Apparently. Yes, when I applied for the job, I was a little intimidated by the title, to be honest, but turns out it's a really good title, because the title means is that we're helping students to develop a global perspective, and so we want in a changing global society. So that's where that title comes from. It's part of the mission of Schreiner, actually.
Well, explain how that results in us being in Greece, and you take trips, and tell us about that.
Right. So one of my primary responsibilities is helping to develop faculty-led programs and study abroad opportunities for our students. And so this year it turned out that we were able to put together a trip to Greece. And this trip in particular is what we call an experiential trip. So it is not tied to any particular course, but it's open to all students in all of the academic areas. And so the students who chose to participate actually come from the business field, we've had nursing major, marketing, just a variety of academic areas that are represented this time.
I think we have 9 students, actually, and 4 adults on this trip. And it's been fantastic. Right now, we're staying on the island of Poros, a Greek island. What could go wrong? I mean, it's fantastic. We've had beautiful weather. We've seen some great things.
Yeah.
So what do you think the feedback is from your students so far?
Well, I am monitoring that. Each day as we go, I try to get their feedback in real time, so that we can really understand. Now, we did start out in Athens. We were there for 5 days, and so we did a lot of academic but also cultural programming opportunities that gave us opportunities to experience. We did a cooking class. We did a tile. Do you remember? We did the art. We did some art. And then, of course, we spent some time visiting the different sites. Actually, we're going to visit Acropolis on our way back into Athens tomorrow. So we haven't even been there yet. So the focus of this trip is multifaceted. And so our trip here to Poros, this island, is for us to kind of experience the more laid-back time that you can experience in a lot of the European island nations. And so it's all part of the experience. But my feedback from the students is that they're loving it. They are really having a good time.
There's all kinds of learning. The classroom learning is important.
Yes, sir.
We know that. But you can learn on a trip like this, the way other people live, the pace at which they live. The thing that we have had to adjust to is in America, when you go out to eat, they want to turn the tables over quickly because that's the way they can make the most profit. So when you're done, they want you to go and move on for the next person. Here, you can sit down at a table and you can have meals that last 3 and 4 hours, and they don't get bothered by that.
Not
in
a
fact,
bit.
if you want to leave, they go, wait, we've got dessert for you.
Yes. That's happened to us a couple of different times.
So that's totally different.
Yes, and it was funny because when we arrived, we all were having difficulty enjoying sitting there for so long. We were bringing our, American way of doing things. And now that we've been here almost 2 weeks, we are fully embracing the 3 and 4 hour dinner time, aren't we?
So when we go back to Billie Jean's and sit there for 3 or 4 hours, they're going to really like us.
Yeah.
There's one girl on the trip, Andy, her first plane flight was this one.
That's right.
So she'll always remember that first plane trip was to Greece, for goodness sakes.
That's right.
And that's part of the learning, too.
Absolutely. That's one of our biggest goals with Changing Global Society at Schreiner, is to help students wherever they are on their experience of travel continuum, that we just help them move along to the next level. She chose to go from never flying to an international trip, but we try to provide other opportunities for travel that aren't quite so far away.
I think it's interesting that at the start of the trip, we're all kind of clinging together.
Yes.
And I think they're looking at you as kind of the mama bear.
That's right.
To lead them, which you do, but then toward the end of the trip, it's fun to see them gain their independence and their confidence. And now they kind of break away from the mama bear and go off and do their own thing. And that's part of it too, isn't it?
Absolutely. I'm glad you guys have noticed that transition, because he's exactly right. The students are they think that I'm the leader, and I am, but you're right. As the trip goes on, they get more and more comfortable with travel, independence. Now we do, of course, insist that they hang with a partner at all times,
right.
Of course. We try to be as safe as we can, but you do notice that, and they're developing that independence.
How long have you been doing this? How long has this program been up and running?
Well, at Schreiner, it's been going for many years. I've been here for 3.5 years,
okay.
So I'm really
Have you amped it up a little bit over
yes.
what it was?
So when I came on board, it was right after COVID, and it had really gone down to almost nothing.
Yeah.
That first year we had 40 travelers, and now we're up to about 150.
How many trips a year do you do?
We're averaging 12 trips a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are they all in the summer, or do they go in?
No, we typically have half in the winter during our winter break, and then the other half are in the summer.
So how many trips do you think will be planned in the future? Is this something that could grow, or have you kind of maxed out on the trip?
Well, to be honest, we're kind of maxed out on our trips at 12. That's kind of our target number, because that's what we can run given the size program that we have. And honestly, I'm looking to strengthen those and to get more participation, but we're always open to more. 12 is not some magic number, but that seems to be a number that's workable for our population.
This is the first time you've come to Greece, right?
It is. Well, I believe actually one of our students, their parents went to Schreiner and they came to Greece.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons that we're on this trip, because she came to me and said, my parents went to Greece when they went to Schreiner, and I want to go to Greece at Schreiner. So we started working toward that goal. So sometimes we have that kind of flexibility, and then other times, we have some professors that are very intentional about the places that they want to go and take students, and so that's what drives that. And so this one came out of a history of coming to Greece.
What's been your favorite part of the trip so far?
Oh, mine? I have to say, because of my role, my favorite part is watching the students grow and adjust and learn. And so here's an example. When we first got to Athens, we started taking the metro pretty quickly, and most of our students really didn't have much experience doing that.
Right.
And they were understandably not very aware of their surroundings, and we were often in the way, and we weren't paying attention, and we were kind of causing some traffic jams down in the subway area. And then when we rode it the last few times, they have just gotten so much more aware of their surroundings. They're more cognizant, more respectful. Well, not that they were disrespectful, but just that they were more aware. And so learning to stand on the right side of an escalator and let the other people walk beside you, and just paying attention. And so those are the things that I really am looking at and trying to help our students make sure that they're gaining those cultural awarenesses.
Well, another thing is to gain confidence to be able to walk around in a foreign city, because when we got here, you looked at they have a map in the metro, but it's all in Greek.
Yes.
And so you kind of have to figure out, okay, where is my stop and where do I get off? And after a few days, you kind of figure out, okay, the red line, the blue line, the green line, and how to get there, right?
Exactly. And what's so great is learning to read a metro map and figuring it out is a universal skill. I mean, once you've learned how to ride a metro in Athens, you're going to be able to do it even easier in London, obviously, because it's in English. But, you can go to just about any city in this world and figure it out. So you're right, they do gain that confidence.
My favorite part was the cooking class, which we prepared our own food. They cooked it, but then we ate it. That was fantastic. I love the restaurant we found that overlooked Athens, and it was just beautiful. We sat there in the sunset. It started to get dark, and they lit up the Parthenon.
Yes.
Oh, that was fantastic.
And because the Parthenon sits up high above the city, just about anywhere you go, the rooftop restaurants and bars are a big deal here in Athens. And so, yes, each night we're looking to get up to one of those rooftops so we can really take in the view.
And that and the island that we're on now, we knew at the end of the trip we would have this time to really relax a little bit. It's
Right.
slowed down for the next 3 days. It'll pick up again tomorrow. But just to be able to slow down, we've had a couple of home-cooked meals here that
Yes.
we cooked ourselves. Thank you, Michael Bennett, for
Yes.
going out and being the chef. But it's all been fun. That island's been fantastic.
Really has. And it's an important part. I know, sometimes it feels a bit vacation-y, and it is, but it's important to help our students learn to value a time of rest and restoration. And so it's very important to me to help them, even at this stage of their lives, begin to prioritize that in their lives to be then able to incorporate it in their, their rhythm.
Talking to Regina Gordon, she heads up this program. If parents are watching this and say, I want that for my kid, what do? Do they contact you, or how does that work?
Absolutely. You can contact me through my email, rgordon@schreiner.edu. But we're also I'm working with Michael to get a better presence on our website. We did have one, and then some things changed, and so we're currently a little hard to find on the website, but we're working on that this summer. So
let's talk about you a little bit. I know that you grew up in Kerr County.
I did.
I mean, she's hometown product in Mountain Home.
Yes, on a ranch.
At a ranch, and rumor has it you got kicked by a cow.
Well, yes, I did. Probably more than once, but
Now, how did you get kicked by a cow?
I was helping my dad work cattle, and I was working the gate of the squeeze chute,
yeah.
and one of the cows, when she went through, didn't like me standing there, and she kicked it, and it hit me in the head, and I ended up at the ER.
That's a story to tell. Not everybody's been kicked by a cow.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up on a ranch?
A lot of hard work, but such strong family values in the sense that we did everything together as a family, including travel. I want to give my family credit for helping me learn to love travel. My grandfather, I would travel with my grandparents a lot, so that it's all tied together to me. The ranch, the family, the travel, and just developing that as a family unit.
Undergraduate at North Texas, right?
Actually, Baylor University.
Baylor, and then you went
and then
to...
I got my master's
Okay.
at UNT.
Yeah, and then what brought you to Schreiner? What was the appeal?
Well, so my husband and I are both from the Hill Country, and once our children had moved off, he particularly wanted to get back to our hometown, and so I was really not sure what I was going to do when I got to Kerrville, and so I was really intentional about looking for a job that I felt like would utilize the things that I'm most passionate about. And I just got so lucky to find this crazy coordinator of changing global society job. And I applied for it and got so lucky to be chosen for this particular role.
What do you like about the whole ethos of Schreiner? Is it small campus, small classes? What stands out to you?
I definitely do love the small community feel of Schreiner. We are able to make really, seriously good connections with the students, and like the students that I get to travel with. And I don't go on all the trips. I just want to be clear about that. I go on a few of them, but those relationships have proven to be long lasting. And just being able to know the students. They come into my office. Some of our students want to study for a full semester, and so they'll come in for sometimes up to a year beforehand and say, Miss Regina, I want to study in Spain. Can you help me? How do I do that? And I'm able to do that. And so you develop a really close relationship with these students because they're trusting me to help them find a reputable way to study abroad.
Well, we're in the middle of the ocean, near Greece.
Yes.
And we're going to find our way back home. Michael's going to cook another dinner tonight.
Yes.
Tomorrow we head to Athens, and then Sunday we head home with a lot of memories.
That's right.
So thank you for sponsoring this trip. Thank you for
Absolutely.
inviting me and my wife.
Yeah, that's one more thing I'd like to say is some of our trips we do open up to what we call Friends of Schreiner, people that have some affiliations to some degree, whether it be parents or community members that are supportive of the Schreiner mission. And so that's something else that I always like to help people understand is just like you, Ted, and Debbie, you guys came along on this trip, and we're so thrilled to be able to incorporate that. And I think it's an important thing to help our students understand and learn to travel with people that are different ages than themselves.
We had 2 students adopt us as their road grandparents.
That's right.
So
that's right.
I'm filling that role, and so is Debbie, and we're doing it fantastically well. Well, that's been Sit Down in the most unique spot we have done it so far. We're in Greece. She's Regina Gordon. I'm Ted Davis. Opa!
Opa!
Bye from Greece.